Welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show, and I'm always happy to have Beth Armstrong here in our studio. And normally we have her here with People's Health Clinic, and we sort of do too today, but it really is a spotlight of the Chamber of Commerce. Welcome.
Thank you very much.
Great to have you.
Nice being here.
I understand you're now on the board of the Chamber?
I was elected to the board, and we had our induction last week.
Wow.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Yeah, it's one of those boards, as we were just talking, I have several board hats that I wear in town, and I have actually a couple of national boards that I sit on. And the Chamber is sort of the one you really want to be on, because it affects everything and everybody. So I'm very excited about it, and I hope to be of service. I'm
sure you will. Talk to me a little bit about your experience so far with the Chamber. I talk about this often on the program about how important it really is to small business, and how if a small business is intelligent about this opportunity with the Chamber, they have a lot better chance of success and an opportunity for real growth.
For most people, the first stop that they make when they come into a new town, everybody knows that you should go to the local Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
That's where you go to find out what cleaners you want to use, what businesses are in town, what the ratings are. If you're a member of the Chamber of Commerce, you're thought of a little more highly.
Yeah.
And we do everything in our chambers, from restaurants and hotels to transportation and healthcare.
Indeed. So with the People's Health Clinic, let's talk about that and where it falls in. You guys are Chamber members as well.
We are.
And the Chamber served you guys as well. Talk about that a little bit.
Well, whenever we have events, which we have, our 2 events, we just finished our Walk and Wine, and we're coming up with our Healthy Laughs, which we hope that you can be there.
I'm hoping to be there.
We have our 2 comedians that come in from LA, and it's the only event like it in town. We don't have a gala, we don't do a dinner with a large live auction, which would be great because they make lots of money. But the Healthy Laughs is more about community and for outreach, so that more people can know what we do at the clinic. You'd be surprised how many people don't understand what People's Health Clinic is.
Right. And unfortunately, sometimes it's the people who need it that don't understand it.
Almost always.
Yeah, which is who we're always trying to reach here. And of course, we know more than likely they're working right now, and
they're not watching TV.
Us.
No, they're already at work, which is what the Chamber assists us with. So we're on their website. If you go to the Chamber's website and you pull up health or healthcare, we're right there. They also they advertise our events. They put us on their Facebook. They'll highlight us. So if you go now, People's Health Clinic is being highlighted on the Facebook page. So.
Excellent. I'm going to take us a different direction because we only have another minute or so, and I wanted to talk about this. Of course, your husband making a run for mayor.
Yes, he is.
So Roger, and I believe we're expecting to see him on the program relatively soon, which is exciting. We'll be asking him some tough questions.
Do ask him.
I will. But in the meantime, maybe the toughest question of all, how did you guys meet?
I'll try and give you the Reader's Digest condensed version. It's actually been written about in the Enquirer and Ladies' Home Journal.
How about that?
There's a book that has, it's called When God Winks, that has how we met in it. So, so this really is just the short version, since you gave me a minute. My father had a heart transplant. In Houston, I was controller of a hospital in New Orleans. I had to fly to Houston after his transplant. He ended up passing away by the time I got back home 2 weeks later. So I had to immediately turn around, went to the airport. I was very distraught and crying. Back in payphones, I hung up the payphone, and somebody tapped me on the back and said, "You seem very upset. Are you okay?" And I turned around. It was Kevin Costner. And and this was in the New Orleans airport. And I explained to him what had just happened, and he was very kind. And he said, we're going to be back here in New Orleans in about a month and a half or so. If you feel up to it, come by and tell me how your mother's doing. And please tell your mother that I'm sorry for her loss. So when I flew back, I left about 30 minutes later, got on the plane to go back to Houston, arrived at the Houston airport. My mother picked me up, and I told her that Kevin Costner was sorry for her loss. So it was one of those moments in time where she stopped, and she just made her laugh, and it was really a wonderful, lighthearted moment in a really awful time. So fast forward 2 months, I'm back working in New Orleans, doing my controller job, and I passed by Lafitte Park, and there's filming, because there's always filming going on in New Orleans. And I stopped and I said, this is going to sound so crazy, but could you just tell Kevin Costner that it's the crying girl from the airport? The guy did it. Kevin came over, brought me to sit down, and he said, I'm going to have to finish a scene. I'm so glad you're here. And I'm going to send someone over that can show you around and kind of take care of you. And he sat me there, and over comes Roger Armstrong.
Oh, my goodness.
That's how I married my husband.
Wow. Okay, that's quite a story. I can see why that might get printed.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, we're excited to, obviously, to get to know a little bit more about you in that way. And I'm excited to get to know Roger some more. So will you please pass along that invitation? We're excited to have him come on the program. Thank you so very much, as always.
Thank you for having me on.
If you want to become a member of the Chamber of Commerce, you certainly should. So make sure that you look to that. Go to the website here in Park City, the Park City Chamber, looking to help you and your small business, or medium, large, whatever. We want to make sure that everybody here has a chance to grow together. We'll be back with more on the Mountain Morning Show right after these messages.